So hey guys, I'm back. So alright, we've been through some of the things I've been thinking about. And I think it was last day I came across an idea about the origins of life. I've thought long and hard about it, and and I tried to figure it out, but the biggest obstacle was there is no proof. There is no scientific proof about life. The only thing we know that we are alive. So I tried to think of ways based on what I knew in life in general. And I'm not gonna tell you what I know in general now, but first thing I thought about was that you gotta have the right materials. It's like you don't build a car if you don't have tires. So Earth is one of those places where you can have these materials. Now see, I don't think about space because I think the Earth is plenty and rich, and I'm gonna wait to think about space until like I'm 50, maybe 60 or something. So we have the materials. Now most scientists know what makes a single cell, what a single cell is made of. Now I don't know exactly, but I know that a single cell is made of something. And then I thought of what could possibly inhabit that single cell, which created life. Now I based this theory on other theories I have. And this theory is based on life is a big part of waves. See, if you are a scientist, you know that waves are such a big part of existence, everything, or life. And so I thought, where could that wave come from? And my first guess would be the sun. See, I only think that the sun is capable of sending that wave. So alright. So I think in coincidence, if life had started on Earth, that a single cell with no life in it was in, what do you call it, a coincidentally made, like it was not planned, it was just chemicals mixed together, and chemicals which inhabit a single cell ran together. And my theory is that a light beam from the sun in the beginning of life, which is more than a billions or something years old, penetrated that single cell. And I believe that the chemicals in this first life, a single cell, manage to hold that light beam. And every scientist knows that a light beam has so much energy. So that's what I thought of how life started. Now the next thing I thought of was how would the continuance be? I mean, as we know that we have evolved, and I'm not talking to you religious guys, see, everybody is free of their opinion. I know that this is based on the evolution theory. So I know that a single cell material which holds an energy beam from the sun, I believe, must have evolved. Now, I call that single cell energy beam memory, like similar to the DNA chain. That single cell beam, in coincidence, kind of both duplicated because of the energy of the beam and the material that held the energy beam, the single cell, so it duplicated. And because of the pattern of the beam, it started to multiply. And multiplication means that there is more chance. So life began to what do you call it? Life began to expand. Now, every scientist knows this from studying single cells, life forms, and as far as species to trees or plants to cells, everything which has life, that it adapts. So this energy field light beam in a single material that created a single cell started to multiply and adapt. Now this is the dawn and beginning of life. And if we take Earth for an example, because I don't know if it started on Earth, it began to adapt to the conditions on planet Earth. For example, humidity, water, climax, temperature, density, and other conditions on Earth. So this life form, and here's a funny thought, maybe it failed the first 3-4 times. We don't know here where, and it somehow one time managed to stay in existence. So it multiplied, it adapted, and from that single cell light beam life form, it evolved into us, for example, and all living things in the present. So that's my theory on how life started. Now I made a couple of other videos. God, the devil's death, the biggest lie ever told, extinction of life. And I just want to tell you guys who are watching this and other videos that you are free to believe whatever you want. So these are just my ideas, and I share them because I want to inspire people who think of the same things, and create a little bit of happiness in those who are just curious, have other things on their minds. And I'm not trying to bother people with this. If you ask me, I'll always tell you the same thing if my facts aren't changed. So please don't write negative comments. I mean, you can say some shit, but if you just want to be a negative person, I mean, that's no fun, man. So I hope you had fun. Thank you.